Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Troy Ruff and I'm with Film Giant Pictures, and today we are going to talk about the making of The Reckoning. And I know last week I said I was going to talk about it and I didn't. It was all about thanking you guys and coming to the channel, watching the film. But today is the day we're going to talk about behind the scenes and what it took to make The Reckoning.
Hey guys, I'm Savannah Milani. Welcome to The Reckoning.
So step one, pre-production. We have to find department heads who are professional in their fields to cover all aspects of what we need to get done for the movie. Kyle Jentz is a great DP. He's very flexible as far as like if you want to bounce ideas off of him and be able to like figure out the best lighting and angle to get the most dynamic shots for the scene that plays well with the scene. And then we hired Rachel Jenkins to do all of our special effects makeup and hair. We also had our set designer who built the tents out in the desert, and then we had a separate set guy that were in different locations like in Modesto or Fresno, but she was mainly the LA Mojave Desert location set designer. So I put out a competition on Facebook. Anyone who wants to be in a post-apocalyptic short film, show me your best like wardrobe, like create an outfit and post it on my Facebook, and I'll have a competition. The best 10 people, best 10 outfits will be able to be in our movie as extras. No one really participated, only 2 people post, but one of them was Vargas, Robert Vargas, and he owns Vargas Studios, and he made the most amazing outfit for that contest. And I immediately texted him or I messaged him on Facebook and I was like, can you make other wardrobe? And he was like, sure. And so I paid him like $300 to make 10 different outfits and the backpack and like do all the wardrobe for all of the actors in the movie, like custom made for $300. The guy's amazing. Not to mention, he had to create all of those wardrobes for all of those people in 2 weeks. So we're like, hey, we shoot in 2 weeks. Can you make all of this happen? And he said, yeah. I'd never met the guy, but I trusted he would get it done. He was sending me pictures here and there of like what updates of what he was doing. And he showed up on set and everything looked amazing. All of his wardrobe was just spot on, perfect. And yeah, Vargas Studios, you're amazing. Next came scheduling everyone from all departments and of course all of our cast to be down in the desert, the Mojave Desert, to film this. So a note to filming in any location really, but the Mojave Desert, I'm like, we're in the middle of nowhere. I'm only here for 2 days. I don't know if I need to get the permit to be here. I was wrong. We definitely got cited and I had to pay that fine. And we had to, pay a whole nother extra day on top of the fine to go back and do pickups because we got kicked out the second day. Thankfully, they didn't come on the first day because we had planes flying in and we had tents and all kinds of, we had a big setup. But on day 2, we were just a very small little skeleton crew. So it was very small. But yeah, just note, get your permits when, if you have the money. You have to do a casting call and you have to find all the talent for your movie. And so we did casting in LA, we did some in Fresno. I think the majority of our cast came out of LA. But one of the little girl in the movie who could cry on a dime, I mean, she blew me away, was from Florida. I mean, she was amazing. She came out with her and her mom came out on her own dime because I couldn't afford to fly them out. I was like, thank you for video auditioning, but there's no way I can afford to fly you out here and be in our movie. And I just can't say enough about her. Ashlyn, she is a phenomenal actress. She's going to be up and coming. She'll probably be with Disney sometime. So we cast Savannah as the lead role for Madeline, and during auditions she did a great job. She brought a character to life, and she was a natural pick for sure. She did a great job. Will, the leader of the camp, he was like I think, one of our last auditions of the day for his role, and all the auditions we were like, no, we just didn't find the right guy yet. And he came and I think he just came out of watching Mad Max, and he was fired up. He was so gung-ho about this movie and about just a post-apocalyptic short film, and he just nailed it. All of us, the production team, the producers, we were all like, yes, this guy is Thaddeus, the character in the movie. And yeah, he did a phenomenal job. Will, you were amazing. So when we cast Ian, he was a surprise because we didn't have anyone for that role. He was playing the character of Flint. He was supposed to be the right-hand man for Will in the camp. He was the sniper shooter. But we didn't find anybody for that role during auditions. So we didn't know what we're gonna do. And then randomly on Facebook, I get this message from Ian saying, hey, I saw the post about The Reckoning. I'd love to video audition. And I said, sure, here's the sides. He video auditioned and nailed the character. He was the perfect person to play Flint, and he did a phenomenal job. Great job, Ian. Intermission for a beer. You know how Peter McKinnon loves his coffee? That's how I feel about beer. I brew my own beer, and I love it so much. I don't drink too much, but I do love it. Let's get back to it. Okay, so let's talk about production. We started in the desert. We had everyone come out 3 hours. We were living in Santa Monica at the time, but we had everyone come out to the Mojave Desert. We got them hotels, and we had 2 days there in the Mojave Desert. Actually, it's Trona Pinnacles is where we actually shot. Day one, we get out there early in the morning, and we fly the drone. We, get our start set decking. We get our tents up. Our set designer didn't really get our tents up the way we wanted them to. I was ready to throw in the towel and say no to the film and actually shut down production that morning, first thing in the morning, because set wasn't built. And so I was like, well, we don't have a movie, we can't shoot here. And my DP, Kyle Gents, praise you, my friend, talked me into still going and just figuring out something else, and we'll go film something else first and then give them time to figure it out. So later that day, as we're filming, we have all the tents up, we're doing our scenes, we're doing our action stuff, we're fighting, and all of a sudden, it's the desert, so it's all of a sudden these wind gusts would come through our set and destroy our sets, like rip up our tents. We had at one point a dirt tornado come through and literally rip up our tents, flying stuff everywhere, everyone's running. My DP's like, get my lenses, get my camera. We're shooting on red, so it's super expensive. And so yeah, another just a disaster story that could have been, but no one got hurt. I think someone got hit in the shin by something, but everyone was fine. It just set us back time-wise, and we're chasing the sun, trying to get everything done in 2 days. And so the next day, another thing that was kind of crazy is there were no bees the day before, but the next day there was like a swarm of bees in our set, and I think my wife and 2 other people got stung by the lead actress, Savon. She got stung by a bee in the hand, and all these people, just random weird things happen when you're making movies, but that's kind of the fun of it as well. But we went through these action scenes one after another. Her throwing the knife, the fight scenes, everything that just takes time, and stunts take a lot of time. You want to be very careful. We had a stunt coordinator who's a grandmaster black belt on set, helping stylize the fight and getting everyone to where they need to be safely and not hit anybody and hurt anybody at all. After the desert, we went to Fresno to finish off the desert scene. So the internal of the tent in the movie was actually shot on a soundstage in Fresno because we just ran out of time, ran out of sun. So many different things happened in the desert that we couldn't predict. And so we relit and rebuilt that tent scene inside of a studio, which it worked out actually way better than having to do it in the desert with the wind and the elements and the craziness of the desert. So we moved on to Modesto, where our actress Ashlyn from Florida flew out, and we all met up there in Modesto at this house that we were friends with. We kind of, as you took over a house, we just kind of gutted it and redesigned it, and then stayed up till 3 a.m. as this little girl was amazing, like just take after take, giving a great performance, crying and screaming for her family outside that house. And when we wrapped, it was a good feeling. Of course, it's great to feel like you have a whole movie in the can. So then you get into the post and you have to, weave this storyline, this arc of like these people in and out on a timeline. And not to mention, I had like, I don't know how many different VFX shots that I originally had. Nathan Hurlbert, our VFX supervisor, who was amazing, did 5 of our shots that we could not do. Was too busy on Point Break, so I ended up doing 95% of the VFX that I had to get done myself. VFX, I think, was the biggest kind of toll on me. It was something that I had done a little bit, but not a ton of, and I had to learn as I went, which was fun. And I learned I really love VFX, but it is hard. It's definitely hard. On a 3D ship and compositing that into a scene is not that easy. And so it's just things as you go through it, you learn your strengths and weaknesses and what you how to communicate things. And being a director, I produced and directed it. You learn how to communicate with the actors and producers and score artists, and figure out how to get across what you want and your vision to all these different department heads. That was a lot of fun. So moving on, we are actually in the process of getting the feature script for The Reckoning, Day of Reckoning, to our investor and to our distribution, that I will not name names yet, but they're very interested in it, and we are in hopes that they're going to fund it, and we'll find out in the next month or so. As soon as we know if we get funding, I'm going to let all you guys know when production will start, but not to where. And I'll definitely want to keep you guys in the loop and be doing live feeds as we are in production for the feature. So I really want to thank all the cast and crew who are part of this film. There's no way I could list every single person, and I apologize for that. It would just make this video 3 times as long. But there were so many people involved, and all of you, cast and crew, thank you so much for what you did and all that you gave for this film. I really, really appreciate you guys. Please like and subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified when the next video comes out. I do have some exciting stuff coming up in the future. I want to talk about drones. I want to talk about camera accessories. I want to talk about Film Giant. So many things. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next video.